On Tuesday, Colorado football coach Deion Sanders took time to address several rumors and criticisms that had been circulating online, many of which he felt were unfair and unsubstantiated. Speaking to the media in Boulder, Sanders confronted the false reports and emphasized the responsibility that comes with having a large platform in today's digital age. One of the most pressing rumors centered around Sanders allegedly instructing the University of Colorado band to stop playing the school's fight song after touchdowns by his son, quarterback Shedeur Sanders, and instead play Shedeur's rap song, Perfect Timing. Sanders categorically denied the claim, calling it idiotic, and expressing his frustration with how easily false information can spread online. "Y'all know that was a lie," Sanders said, addressing reporters directly. "When you saw that, you knew that wasn't true." The coach then shifted his focus to a broader issue, the rise of misinformation in the digital era and the lack of accountability in many online platforms. Sanders lamented that, in today's media landscape, much of the content is not fact-checked by experienced journalists. He emphasized how easy it is for false narratives to take root and negatively impact not only the subjects of the stories but also fans and community members. As an example, Sanders highlighted another instance where his son Shedeur was unfairly criticized after the team's recent loss to Nebraska. Some online critics accused Shedeur of selfishly leaving the field before the game ended, implying that he abandoned his teammates after a tough 28-10 loss. Sanders clarified that Shedeur had left to receive medical treatment for an injury, along with another player, and had not left out of frustration or self-interest. "We have to start having some kind of accountability to this," Sanders said. "I understand that this is a free and open world, that everybody is not a journalist. Everybody is not an analyst. Everybody really hasn't put in the work to do what you all do. But please know that stuff affects people." While Sanders acknowledged that he has grown accustomed to public scrutiny throughout his high-profile career, he expressed concern for others who may not be as prepared to deal with the consequences of false information. He noted that such rumors can confuse and hurt people, including band members, the Buffalo's faithful, and alumni. "Sometimes they don't know what to believe, and oftentimes in life, we believe the first thing we hear, which we shouldn't." Despite his frustration, Sanders made it clear that he had no intention of using his vast platform to retaliate. He acknowledged that, as a public figure with a substantial following, he could wield significant influence if he chose to engage in a personal back and forth with his critics, but he refused to take that path. "You gotta understand, I have a huge platform. I could really get personal if I wanted to, but I chose not to do that because that's not right. Some things in life are just not right, and I don't want to go there and I won't go there," Sanders explained. He emphasized that his decision not to respond in kind was rooted in his upbringing and values, stating, "We weren't raised like that." Sanders' remarks underscored his belief that the high road was the better path, even when faced with intense scrutiny and criticism. In addition to addressing the media controversy, Sanders provided injury updates ahead of Colorado's upcoming rivalry game against Colorado State. His son Shedeur Sanders, a key defensive player and the Buffalo's leading tackler last season, will be sidelined for 2 to 3 weeks after undergoing surgery on his forearm. Shedeur had sustained the injury during the first quarter of last week's loss to Nebraska. Running back Dallin Hayden, the team's leading rusher with 52 yards on 14 carries, will also miss the upcoming game due to an unspecified injury. Hayden had transferred to Colorado from Ohio State earlier this year and had quickly made an impact. Starting defensive lineman Chidozie Nweko, a transfer from the University of Houston, remains questionable for the game. Looking ahead to the game, Sanders acknowledged the pressure his team is under, especially after struggling with their run game and pass protection during the Nebraska game, two areas that have been problematic for Colorado in recent seasons. Despite these challenges, Sanders urged his players to learn from their mistakes and rise to the occasion. The benefit